Long time no see. I'm sorry if the lighting is weird in here. It's like 6:45 in the morning. I just got back from spending 3 months on the East Coast of the United States, which is 3 hours ahead. And so my body has no idea what time it is. I've been up since like 4 o'clock. And I was like, who says you can't declutter your closet at 6:45 in the morning? Let's go. So as you can probably tell from the title of this video, this is my last and my biggest closet declutter ever. I'll explain. Let's get into it. Good morning. She also does not know what time it is. She came to the bedroom at 4 o'clock and was like, I think it's time for breakfast. Come on, you want to help? Let's go. All right, into the bedroom. I actually already started. I did some shoes this morning, but we must tackle the closet and the dresser. So this is primarily my side of the closet. Sweaters, sweatshirts, all of this. My husband is actually still on the East Coast, so most of his stuff isn't even in here. He's just got a couple things here. And then I also want to go through the drawers. This drawer and this drawer are mine. So I'm going to get started by taking everything out and putting it on the bed. Here's everything. I know what you're thinking. Not very minimal for a minimalist. I agree. We're gonna fix that. Oh, look at these dots I have all over myself from the sun. Okay, so let me explain. Why is this my last and biggest closet declutter? Let me start with a story. So if you've watched my videos, if you've been around here for a while, you know that not only am I a minimalist, but I like to try and lead a more sustainable lifestyle, which typically includes buying a lot of my clothes secondhand. I like to try and buy from sustainable places, and I like to be really intentional with what I'm purchasing. I usually think about a purchase for a long time, especially when it comes to my wardrobe, make sure that it fits in my wardrobe. But especially in the last year, I've really gotten away from that. And that's for a couple reasons. The first reason is I have gone back to needing to dress for work. Not every day, I work from home most days, but I do need to go to client meetings. I do need to be in the office from time to time. And I found that every time that I had one of those events, right, where I had to be in the office or I had to go meet a client or whatever, I was panic buying clothing. I had no idea what my professional style was, and I would just buy something that could get here really fast because it was down to the wire and I didn't know what to wear, or the meeting came up really quickly and I didn't know I was gonna have to be there. And so I ended up with this collection of clothing that was not very high quality, didn't really reflect my style, although I didn't know what my style was, and that I didn't love, you know? And so that was sort of the first thing that happened. Every time I'd have to dress for work, I'd have these clothes, and I don't really like these. The second thing that happened was that behavior, right, that sort of panic buying whatever could arrive on time that I sort of liked, started to bleed over into the rest of my life. And the moment when I was like, I need to do something about this, was actually back, I think it was maybe May, could have been June. Anyways, back in the springtime, I was visiting a friend of mine and we went shopping. And when we went shopping, I walked into a fast fashion store and I bought a jacket. Not a jacket I needed. It's a jacket I sort of liked. It felt really out of alignment with everything that I want from my wardrobe and everything that I value. And I was like, who is she? I don't recognize this person. So I really had to reflect on what was going on. Why am I impulse buying things? Why on earth am I buying something from fast fashion? Really, that came down to, I don't know what my personal style is at all. I know what my personal style used to be, right? I can think about, a time when I was maybe in my 20s, maybe even my early 30s. I very much liked bohemian style things. I liked things that were a little bit eccentric. I liked things that had bold, bright colors. That's the last time I knew what my style was. And then I sort of transitioned, you know, we were living in a van for a long time, and that was like a very just sort of functional outdoor clothing kind of thing. And now here I am, like in this season of life where, you know, I've turned 40. I feel like a lot of my clothes don't reflect who I am or how I want to look. And I've never taken any time to really figure out what is my personal style. So since that time, I took the summer to sort of try and find and define my personal style. So this, you know, is kind of several months of investigating what personal style is. I started watching a lot of personal style on YouTube. So people like Alyssa Beltempo, Emily Wheatley, who I absolutely love. And I started to try and better define how I want to look through my clothes. I think that is really going to help me in terms of figuring out, okay, like how do I actually create a wardrobe around this? And I'm gonna make a future video about defining my personal style and like what it is and how I want to look. But I did figure out that, you know, a lot of the clothes in my closet can fit that style if I style them correctly, if I like put them with the right things. But a lot of the clothes in my closet also don't. And y'all, I went deep trying to figure this out. I made Pinterest boards. I didn't even have a Pinterest account. I like made a Pinterest account and, you know, started to pin things that I liked, because that's how I've been shopping up until now. Just being like, I like this thing. But when you put everything together, like on a Pinterest board, you can start to then see like, okay, what are like the themes, what are the patterns of things that I like, and how does that come together into an actual personal style? And so that was a really helpful thing. And I also did sort of the 3 words that define your style. Again, I'll share this all in a future video about like what those words are, how I got to those words, but then also understanding all the things that I use my wardrobe for. Right, so knowing that I need professional clothes, that I need sort of outdoor functional clothes, I need yoga clothes, I need clothes that are appropriate for sometimes living in a very, very hot, high desert environment. But I also need clothes that I can be sort of like social in and go out and feel, you know, like myself in. So long story short, I know what my personal style is, so I'm decluttering today according to that personal style that I've built. I am not going to actually let go of anything. I'm not gonna like donate everything that I declutter today. And this is like a little bit of me being a coward, but I've never done this before. I've never like really tried to define my personal style and then craft my wardrobe around it. And I'm nervous. I'm nervous that I'm gonna get it wrong. And so what I'm doing, I don't know if you can see this down here. No, you can't. So I'm putting everything that I think I want to declutter in this tub down here. And I'm gonna hold on to it. And that's for 2 reasons. One is because I'm nervous, I don't know what I'm doing. And 2, I also want, as I move through like the next year or so, I want to be able to shop from this tub first. If I'm like going through with this new sort of defined personal style, I'm like, oh, I am really missing this kind of piece. I want this tub to be the first place that I go to look for that instead of trying to buy something. So I'm gonna keep it all. I'm gonna keep it. Everything that I am decluttering today. So I know that I was off YouTube for the summer. I usually am in the summertime because it's hard to film where I am. But my plan is this fall kind of share this journey with you. So I am sort of decluttering things, putting things in this tub. I also am welcoming a couple new pieces in. My goal with this whole thing was not to be like, I'm gonna trash my entire wardrobe and start over. One, there's no need for that, right? I have a lot of great pieces that I love and that I want to keep. I think to define your personal style, you don't need to start from scratch, but I also want some supplemental things that I think reflect, you know, where I'm trying to go with my personal style. And so I very consciously only want to welcome like a few new things in. So I set a budget for myself. I ordered a couple things and, you know, kind of get back to what I'm doing. What I ordered either was secondhand or was from a sustainable company. So like no more walking into a fast fashion retailer and buying something cheap. But I hope by sharing this, it's sort of like, you know, I'm a person too. I talk about like all these high values that I hold, but like I'm just a girl moving through the world. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm fallible. And, you know, sometimes old Rebecca comes out, you know, that really is like, that was old Rebecca. When I was in college, I used to shop all the time just for like the cheapest clothes. Even in my 20s, like I was such a shopper. And so like, you know, she comes out sometimes. The most important thing is to like kind of recognize it and get back to myself, because that doesn't feel good. You know, every time I picked up that piece of clothing, I was like, oh, I feel terrible about this. And like, I don't want that. And so my plan is to keep this tub around for, I love these, and I would say these align with the personal style that I'm going for, but they're too big. I mean, maybe I'll fit into them in the wintertime. Okay, I'm gonna put them in the tub, but I'm gonna put them on top. This system is kind of great. I've never done it like this before, and I think I kind of love it. Like, I know I'm a big proponent of like, just let things go, but I feel like this is gonna sort of allow for a lot of intentionality, right? And like really let me try on, pun intended, this sort of new personal style that I'm going for. And when I say new personal style, like I don't think that you should expect me to show up in these videos looking like a new person. It's just sort of putting guardrails and boundaries and definition around the way that I want to look. All right, have you heard me chat about this enough? Should we time lapse some of this? Let's do it. Excuse me. I wouldn't say that this is necessarily helping. Yes, being adorable is helping, you're right. Boop. All right, we have cut things down significantly. I do have a load of laundry in the washing machine right now, so there is a little bit more than what is here. And like I said, I have a couple pieces that I ordered that are coming as well. So I'm gonna get this all folded, get things back in the closet, and see where we're at. Okay, so I realized that I was describing to you my journey all summer about finding my personal style, but I never really explained why this was going to be my last closet clean out. So one of the things that I also recognized through this process was that a couple times a year, at least 2 or 3 times a year, I was doing these big closet clean outs, right? Where I like sit down, take everything out, do a big donate, do a big sell of a lot of my stuff, do a big giveaway of a lot of my stuff. And I really don't want to be doing that. If I've really fine-tuned my wardrobe and my style and my clothing, I shouldn't have to get rid of heaps of things multiple times a year. So my hope is that as I move forward, I'm not doing these massive closet declutters and cleanouts. There might just be like 1 or 2 pieces every 6 months that I get rid of, and there might be 1 or 2 pieces that I bring in, right? So it's not this big, like, I need to clean everything out. It's really just this like very gentle cycle of like, bring some things in, let some things go. This should go in a hanger. So the other part of this whole exploration this summer was sort of the reminding of, one, how much clothing there is out there, right? There's so much clothing and so much clothing waste. And I feel like I'm contributing to that, you know, doing these big donates and declutters. Like, I don't want to be part of that, right? I want to have clothes that I keep for a long time, clothes that I love and are special to me. And also reminded that like the donation cycle is very flawed. I think it was something like 9% of all the clothes that actually get donated end up cycling back into people buying them and wearing them, which is so small, right? It's so small. So whatever I decide, I think I might keep this tub for a year. That seems like a good amount of time to recognize sort of like what my personal style is, kind of grow into it, recognize if there's anything I need from this. But I think that after that year is up, I'm gonna really try and sell most of the clothing that's in there, because that's a better guarantee that your clothing isn't just gonna end up in a landfill. Everything I own is covered in dog hair. Like, can you see this? This shirt's clean. The shirt came out of the laundry, but she's so cute. I love her. Okay, little update. I decided that while I was doing this, I was also going to do a little jewelry declutter as well. So I have just 3 pieces here that I have not worn in a very long time. These I actually like, but this part, oh, focus please. This part, whatever, is so thick that it like hurts my ears to wear those. So I'm gonna just put them in this pouch and put them in with everything else. All right, hello. It is a couple hours later, but we are done. I just was waiting for the laundry to be done so I could put like everything away. So let me show you where we ended up. All right, so coming into the closet, sweatshirts and sweaters, and then all the hanging clothes here. And again, this kind of goes sort of far back. My stuff goes to about here-ish, and then everything else is my husband's. It still looks pretty full in the closet considering how much I got rid of, but I did get rid of a lot, and I know that because this is probably the most empty hangers I've ever had at the end of a declutter, and then this entire tub. I'm pretty proud of myself. And then over here, tops. I do have 2 additional tops and part of what is coming. So some room to grow there. And then I also have another pair of denim that's coming and a couple pairs of yoga pants. So little room to grow into what is on its way here. But overall, feeling pretty good. So yeah, thanks for coming along on this journey for maybe the last time. Not the last time I'll declutter for sure, like things are always gonna have to cycle in or out, but like this huge, like let's take everything out and do like a giant declutter. I'm hoping it's the last time. Anyways, I'd love to hear in the comments down below if you're interested in following along on this minimal personal style journey that I'm on, what types of things you'd like to see. I'm excited to take you along this little journey. I don't really know what I'm doing, but I'll share it. All right, I'll see you next time. Bye everyone.